Hey everybody, this is Tracy here for another edition of A View from Tracy's Point, and we are here to recap Being Mary Jane Season 4, Episode 14, which was titled Feeling Friendless. So guys, this is going to be another quick recap, kind of similar to Issa Rae's Insecure. I just wrote down a couple of talking points. I'm going to shoot them out, and then we're going to get out of here because I got things to do. So I think the biggest scene of the show was when Mary Jane went off on Danny. You know, she's tired of Danny and her little slick racist comments, and she kind of hits on that point about people in America feeling like they can say whatever they want to, when they want to, how they want to, now that Donald Trump is in office. And I can foresee a whole bunch more people getting their feelings hurt, but as always, it's the black person that was in the wrong. You know, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And Mary Jane just went off on the girl like full throttle. She no holds bar. Just told the girl off in front of everybody. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I was kind of feeling sorry for Danny by the time Mary Jane got out of her behind. But then, you know, she did it in front of everybody. It got upstairs, so now they're trying to do damage control, and they brought Aaliyah in, you know, and she's got to go figure out how bad it is. So they decide that Mary Jane was going to do a housewarming party, but then she did something last week that she decided not to do the housewarming party. Or maybe it was the incident with Danny where she decided not to do the housewarming. But then Aaliyah tells her that she suggested to Garrett that Mary Jane would go ahead and do the housewarming party, invite everybody, but before that she would do like a public apology to everybody in the newsroom. And so Garrett went with that, but then it turns out that Garrett was going to be out of town, so he wasn't going to be at the party himself, and they were going to bring in some photographer from Newsweek magazine to photograph everything. And so I don't know what's wrong with Mary Jane. Like, is she horny and missing Justin? Is she's just at that stage where, you know, you're in that new sense of love and then the person's not there, and then you're just like really irritated and agitated, and everything that happens that would normally get on your nerves is getting on your nerves to the 10th degree. But Mary Jane needs to calm down before her behind be unemployed. So Mary Jane, you know, she's telling all her business to the hairstylist. I don't understand why. They like it's her personal hairstylist. I think this guy does the hair for everybody in the newsroom, but she just feels so comfortable telling him all his business. And I was watching a video where the YouTuber was talking about black women and how all black women seem to have this one gay black friend that they, you know, is their confidant and who tells them and, you know, what to do and give them advice. And I was thinking, I don't know if that's all black women, because I don't have that one gay friend that I'm going to go to my girlfriend. That I don't have that. So I don't think that's everybody, but we see a lot of that on like reality TV and these TV shows. So maybe when you get to a certain plateau in your life, you have to have that one gay friend that gives you all your advice. But Mary Jane better be careful, because she just is like telling this boy so much and just involving him so much in her personal life. And now he all at the house, you know, at the housewarming party and everything. And I'm just like, I don't know. You can definitely tell that there are some new writers on the show, because when the Brocks were on the, you know, directing the show, we didn't have all this going on. So then Mary Jane, the other thing that was odd I thought about the show was, and I guess it's because her and Cara aren't friends right now, because Cara is like, she ain't feeling Mary Jane and she wish Mary Jane would get over it because she's done with her. So now Mary Jane wants to be friends with Aaliyah, who is the PR person, and Mary Jane is much older than this girl, so I don't know why she's pushing this friendship with her. And then I thought it was funny when the girl got the notification that she had tickets to see Chance the Rapper, and Mary Jane was dropping all them hints like she wanted to go, and that girl was like, first of all, you're not even in my league. Second of all, I got my own friends, and we're going to go and enjoy this concert. So she didn't even acknowledge Mary Jane over that kind of begging for that ticket or begging to be on her invite list. So then at the end of the show, Mary Jane does just come out and ask the girl would she be her friend. It was like, will you hang out with me sometime? And the girl was like, sure, I would love to do that. And I don't know if like the writers don't like the whole Mary Jane and Carl friendship, and they think that Mary Jane should be friends with black people. Like, I don't understand the whole tearing Mary Jane and Carl's friendship apart and then trying to make her be all best friends with the stylist and the PR person. I don't know, especially when it's not her personal PR person, it is the station's PR person. So if push comes to shove, like, she might fight for Mary Jane, but is she really gonna put her job on the line to protect Mary Jane? And so I don't know, I'm just not feeling these like relationships that they're trying to build with Mary Jane. So Mary Jane had the party at her place, and Danny comes in with one girl, and the girl is wearing one of them Trump hats that say "Make America Great Again." And then she brought some other guys in, and then there was one point where the hairstylist and one of the guys that came with Danny are like damn near about to have sex in the living room with all these people. Now, this is supposed to be a photo shoot to make the station look like, they're one big happy family and everybody's getting along, but then you over here cutting a fool. Then we have a scene where Mary Jane and Danny are talking, and then Danny's being her same racist, self-righteous self. So when she turns around to walk away, Mary Jane like shoots her the bird, and of course the photographer takes the picture. So then Mary Jane and Aaliyah approached the photographer. So Mary Jane being hostile and nasty. I'm like, girl, you need something from this man, and you just gonna give him more ammunition to hurt you. Can you shut up and go sit down somewhere? So Aaliyah, has to talk to the guy. She tells the guy that she is the PR person for like one of the top firms in New York. And I'm like, I thought you was a junior PR intern at the TV station. So I don't know if she was lying to the guy or what, but whatever she said seemed to work, or so we think, because he deleted the picture. So I have a camera. I'm not a professional photographer, but I can take some pictures, and I have been to photography class before, and it is very possible that that guy still has a copy of that picture on his camera. So he could be used, like saving the pictures. He could have saved the picture to the actual camera, although it was taken and loaded to the SIM card, or vice versa. So I wouldn't be surprised if that picture resurfaces some point down the line. So Mary Jane, like I said, she's being a butthole at her party and turning her nose up at people. And so Aaliyah is constantly telling her, go get in that picture, go get in that picture. So then Mary Jane, so when things settled down and everybody was having a good time, I think Mary Jane called Cara, or text Cara, and said she wished she was there. Or maybe Cara contacted her. But at the end of the day, Cara's father is dying. And so Mary Jane had to leave the party to go rush to the hospital to be by Cara's side. So let's pray. Like, I don't want Cara's dad to die, but let's pray that this brings her and Mary Jane back together. So all these pictures that was taken at Mary Jane's home for her housewarming party don't include Mary Jane, because even when she was there and trying to jump in pictures, the guy was either like too far away, the camera was angled away from her, or she jumped in at the last minute. So they got all these pictures with Danny and Aaron. And so I don't know if Aaron is trying to sleep with Danny, or if he's going to try and move Danny up and to kick Mary Jane out. But you could just tell that there's the makings of some mess by the time we get to the end of the season. So then we have some scenes down in Atlanta with the family. So Patrick has come from upstairs, because remember I was saying, like, people just disappearing off this show. We don't know where they at. So Niecy took Mary Jane's advice and decided to follow her passion. And remember, I was saying in the last recap that I thought Niecy was a hairstylist. Like, whatever happened to that? So, the lady, what was her, Charlene? I think her name is Charlene, who owns the beauty salon. And is she from one of those reality TV shows that have the hairstylists on it? Because she looks really familiar, or maybe I'm just remembering her from when Niecy was working in her shop before. But Niecy goes back to beg for her booth back. The lady's like, no, I gave you an opportunity. You won the opportunity. You need to grow up and get your life together. So Niecy, had the paper where she had them re-enrolled in school. But the lady was like, no, I gave you a chance. You only had one chance and you blew it. So you can't come back up here. I'm not dealing with you anymore. So then we have Patrick, and we find out that Patrick has joined the Black Lives Matter movement. And so he's been doing these forums around town. So he has a forum going on, and they have D-Ray McPherson. He's like, one of the leaders in the Black Lives Matter movement. And wherever he lives, he just ran for like a city council seat or for mayor. He ran for some political office. Now, I support D-Ray. I support the Black Lives Matter movement. But if I went to an event and D-Ray was the speaker, I would have missed everything he said because his voice was like chipping. It was like fingernails going down the chalkboard. I was like, oh my God. And so then they had this guy in the audience who was unhappy that D-Ray was there, and he felt like the gay people was trying to derail the Black Lives Matter movement. But I'm thinking, I think most of the people that are leaders in the Black Lives Matter movement are gay people. I know a lot of the girls are lesbians, so I don't know why he was coming from that angle. But Patrick, took him to get him something to eat and educated him and told him that, Baynard, I need to start taking better notes. Baynard Ruskin, who was with the civil rights movement, he was the one that helped Martin Luther King, organize the March on Washington. But, can't be telling bits and pieces of the truth because it was actually A. Philip Randolph who organized the March on Washington, but they decided to call it off. And then later on, when the time was better, that's when Martin Luther King and, his team picked it back up. But it was originally A. Philip Randolph's idea, not Baynard Ruskin's idea. So just clear that up. And then what else was going on? Niecy was upset because she said that she realized that that she wouldn't talk to her mom if she didn't call. So she stopped calling her, and it had been 3 weeks and her mom had called. And I'm wondering, guys, like if you have adult children, how often do you talk to your adult children? Because like I have a daughter that lives in I have a daughter that lives in California, and we talk a lot now because she's getting ready to get married. But before that, we might talk once a month, once every 2 months. We might text each other every now and then to say hi. But it's really give and take. I'll text her or call her and be like, hey, haven't heard from you in a while, or, vice versa. And then my youngest daughter, she lives probably like 30 miles away, but we talk all the time because, she always be calling me like I'm her girlfriend and telling me all her problems. But my own mom, like my mom lives in the same city that I do, and I don't call my mom that often. My mom doesn't call me unless she's telling me something or needs me to know something. But as far as just calling and sitting on the phone talking, I don't do that. So I don't know why Niecy was feeling that way, or if she was feeling that way because her mom never calls. Like I could understand that. If the mom never ever calls her, then I could understand her feeling some kind of way. But if it is like a give and take, I don't think there's a timeline on how often you have to talk. But leave your comments below and let me know what you think about that. How often do you talk to your mom? Oh, and then the best part of the whole episode was Mary Jane going over to Justin's apartment. And I think I had said before, like, why is Justin always at Mary Jane's place? Like, why have we never seen her at Justin's place? So they're going to try and play this scene out like Mary Jane done been to Justin's apartment before. So she goes, and he has one of those locks on the door that's actually a key code. I thought it was so funny. So Mary Jane entered the code, went in, got the snooping, and so her and Justin were texting each other back and forth, and he's telling her where his passport is because he has to go to Canada. And so he knows that Mary Jane's snooping around, and he's giving her enough time, like telling her, the FedEx office is right around the corner. So then he waits for the time that it should have taken her to leave his apartment and get around that corner. Then he texts her, like, send me the tracking number. And so Mary Jane just all up in the man closet doing what we do, because I done been in a few closets, a few drawers myself. And I remember one Christmas, my kid's dad, he's always leave me at his house. He knew I was nosy. So it was Christmas time, and I was going through his stuff looking, for my gift. And came across 3 gifts. One gift was diamond earrings. One was like a diamond promise ring. And the other was a necklace. It was like a cross with a diamond on it. So I was like, oh my God, I'm doing good this Christmas. Let me tell y'all, Christmas came and that joker gave me that promise ring. And I waited for that necklace, and I waited for the earrings. And so that I was with his mom one day. She had the necklace on, so he had given the necklace to the mom. And then I later found out that he gave the earrings to some other chick he was messing with. So be careful with the snooping, because you may find what you're not looking for, or you may get some information that turned out not to be the information that you're looking for. But Mary Jane done got so nosy that she done stole a whole box out of Justin's closet. And so she takes the box home, takes a picture of the box, of the inside of the box, so she can put the stuff back. And that's some foolishness that I would probably do. Then she calls over the doggone hairstylist guy to come help her go through this box and put everything back together. And just revealing personal, intimate details of Justin's life that was in that box. And I'm just like, really, Mary Jane? Like, you are acting very 16-year-oldish on this episode. Like, when they pulled those stockings out, and then he was like, let me find out Justin is a cross-dresser, and then she's smelling the stockings. I'm just like, who does that? Like, in all my snooping days, I have never included one of my girlfriends with me when I snoop through my man's stuff. Like, that should be something private, something that you keep to yourself, and you only share it if you find some damning information that he's cheating or something, and then you need your homegirl to go ride down there with you to investigate the other girl and figure out what's going on. But to just allow this dude to go through Justin's personal stuff, I thought was totally out of line on Mary Jane's part. So they're putting the stuff back in, and I think somebody came to the door or something, so they was going to hide the box, but when they got up, they dropped the box and all the stuff fell out. So I was like, oh my God. So they throw the stuff back in the box. Mary Jane says she'll have to deal with it later. So I think Mary Jane took the box back, ended up taking the box back. And when she got to the apartment, the code wasn't working. So now my devious mind was thinking, number one, Justin strikes me as the type that has those surveillance cameras in his house. Because like I've been out, with some friends before, and they have the monitors in their house, and they'll do stuff like if somebody's in the house. I remember my one friend Mel, her brother was at the house while we were all at the dinner, and so she was doing stuff like making the lights come on and off, making the TV come on and off and stuff, and freaking him out. And then but she was sitting there watching it on her phone and laughing at him. And so Justin strikes me as the type that he was sitting somewhere watching Mary Jane snoop through all his stuff. So when she couldn't get the door open, now this is what a snoop I am, because when Mary Jane was keying in that thing, I was like, 041976, 0419. I had to memorize that doggone code. It's just like, oh my God, old habits die hard. So Mary Jane finally got the door open after she took a breath and calmed down. So she went and she put the box back. But then later on in the episode, the housekeeper was there cleaning up the apartment and gave her this envelope that she had found under one of the chairs. And Mary Jane opened up that envelope, and it was some kind of statement. It was like a bank statement, or maybe like a retirement account statement, but it showed that Justin has $30 million somewhere. So I remember Justin saying that I think his dad was really strict. So I'm thinking he's from a very wealthy family. And that might be his inheritance or something. But now Mary Jane, like, number one, how I'm gonna get this envelope back over there in that box, because I took the box back. And then how is she going to confront the situation and, you know, say to Justin, I know you're worth all this money. But what does she do? She calls Aaliyah and shares the information with Aaliyah and asks Aaliyah what can she do to find out Justin's true worth. And I'm like, are you serious? You don't know this girl like this to be having her all in your business, Mary Jane. Oh my God. So there must be some young, immature writers on there. Because like last week's episode I thought was really good. But then they kind of went down a few notches with this episode. Number one, having Mary Jane yelling and screaming and losing her dang old mind in front of everybody, and then having her try to develop these confidential relationships with the hairstylist and the PR girl, both who are younger than her. I wasn't feeling any of that, but we know all of this is going to come back and bite Mary Jane in the behind. And oh, do you guys think that Niecy and the guy from, so do you guys think that Niecy and the guy who Patrick has befriended, do you think that they are going to end up dating each other? Because I kind of felt a little chemistry going on there. And also, Niecy did go back to the salon once again and beg, is it Charlene or Claudia? They'll begin with a C. Anyway, begs her to please let her have her chair back. So the lady told her she would give her one more chance, but she had to start from the bottom and work her way up. So she gave Niecy that broom and told her to start sweeping the floor, and that she could be her shampoo girl. So hopefully Niecy will take advantage of this opportunity and not blow it. So guys, I think that's it for me. That's all I can remember right now. So leave your comments below, rate the video, subscribe to the channel. Please share the video on your social media pages. And until the next time, I shall talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.